Alright, hello everybody, I'm Rude Devil, and welcome to the World Builder. Somebody suggested I do a little tutorial on how I make the maps, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I just want to quickly get out of the way that the maps I make are pretty standard, so I'm just gonna show you the basics. I'm not gonna tell you how to do scripting or AI or any of that other fancy stuff. Look to the modders for that, because I can't help you. Alright, so, this is the World Builder. First thing you want to do is File, New. And here we create the size of our map. But the actual, the only thing that really matters is actually your border size. The border size is actually the size of the map itself. Anything outside of this range is the black area you see outside the maps. And that is primarily used for, if you're storing extra units and you want to send them, to reinforce, at a certain time. Or you want them to do a certain action at a certain time. So that's what that's for. 300 by 300 is pretty big, but I'm just going to leave it. Border size 80. I don't know, that's like a small map size. I think the default setting might have been... Actually, yeah, I think this might have been the default setting, so we're just going to leave it at that. And by using our mouse scroller, we can zoom out. We can see the size of our map. But if you go to this border button, it's pretty easy to find. It just says border. Booyah. And, oh, God. And here, this little orange mark represents the size of our map. So there you go. Now, this is the next part is probably what stumbles a lot of you guys, is that the way to get your map validated, and by that I mean actually show up in the game, is that you need to add skirmish players, and you need to add player waypoints. So the way you do that is edit, and then you go all the way down to edit player list down here. And then you go to add skirmish players down here, and then this will add everything that you need. It will add... Basically, then when you spawn objects and waypoints, you can then brand them with a certain thing. So if you want it to belong to player 1, you select player 1. You want them to belong to player 2, you player 2. If you want them to be their creep, like a cave troll layer, then you set them to creeps. But we'll get into this a bit later. Alright, and then with that done, we need to go to this little icon. Looks like a little connected dots icon. And it's called the Waypoint tool. Click on that. And hold on, bring up our border again. Alright, so it's just we put our waypoint down. That is not where I told you to go. Control Z that. Okay, for some reason the label's just... Alright, never mind. So once you put your waypoint down, you then go to this little box here. And we select it player 1 start. And then this is essentially where player 1, or the first player's fortress will spawn. And you'll also get 2 builders with that. And bring up our border again. Set another waypoint. And we're going to brand this one player 2 start. And you can just do that up to 8 players, because BFME2 is only an 8-player game. So there you go. We've got 2 starting positions. We'll have 2 fortresses. Now, if you wanted to just create like a giant mosh pit map, I would suggest spawning your fortresses outside the border. Therefore, the AI and yourself can't interact with them. You can't use your builders and whatnot. And then to get around that as well, because the camera would start on your fortress, you can put another waypoint down, and you can go to initial camera position. And then so the camera will start right where you put that waypoint. Okay, we're just going to quickly save our game so I don't fuck this up. And it's that little floppy disk button there. And we're going to call... These are just some of the maps I've made. Merry Christmas Balrog, Mosh Mosh Mosh, Merry Dwarven Christmas. I think I might have fucked that one up. So, here, we'll just overwrite that. We'll call it Merry Dwarven Christmas. We'll replace it. Alright, now, our map is looking a little bland. We're going to make it look a little nice. So what we need to do is go to this little paint bucket tool. It's called Flood Fill, and whatever you want. And you can then spawn tiles by type. So if you wanted to just look for something that's dirt or grass or snow, you can do that. Or you can even do it by region. So if you'd like something on a Mordor map, you can take it from Mordor. If you like something you saw in the Shire or Isengard, you could do it from that. So it's really, it really helps you find what you're looking for. But let's make it a nice snowy map since it is called Merry Dwarven Christmas. Let's use Caradhra Snow. And there you go. That doesn't look too bad. It looks kind of cool, I guess. And, yeah, you zoom in and out with your scroller, but if you hold the right mouse button, and then just drag, that's how you kind of navigate, which is really helpful. But the problem with this is that it's kind of overlaid. It's looking a bit of a mess. So, if we then click to either of these like checkered tiles here, we'll just go with this one, and we select something that will, you know, define the area a bit, add a little variety, we can then start painting the area. See? Now we've got a little dirt patch. There you go. Now, I don't actually know how to change the shape of the tile. I think it's always square. But if anybody knows how to change it to like a circle shape, that would be really helpful, because then that will allow you to refine and smooth your edges a lot more. So we're just going to make a little path to our fortress. And make another path to our fortress. There you go. There we go. And yeah, you can spawn vegetation, and you can spawn roads. Actually, I'll go to roads quickly. Because a lot of people probably wanted to spawn this when they're using the world builder. Something I looked for immediately, and I spent ages and then realized it was in freaking roads. But you can actually spawn, where is it? You can spawn arable rug, here we go. Yeah! I'm liking this. I'm just going to spell my name because I can. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Rude. I'd see it. Alright, now. Save our map again. Now we just need to populate our map. Now if you didn't want to do this, if you just wanted to create an open map with no vegetation, just two fortresses, then yeah, we're done. But for the purpose of my videos where I like to spawn shit, I'm going to have to go to this objects menu, which is, for some reason, all these little arrows. I don't know how that's an objects thing. But here we go. And here we got a list of all the objects we can spawn. Some of them deal with like skyboxes. Some of them are like only things you see in the cinematics. And what you want to go to is by native type. And then this will list all the structures and all the fortresses for every faction in the game. And you might notice that there's no goblins here. For some reason they're listed under wild. I don't know why, but hey, they're there. So let's quickly go to, let's just spawn a dwarven structure. Let's say, let's spawn a hearth. Now, we can either make this a neutral thing, so it's just there, and honestly, if it's neutral, it might heal everyone on the map, it might not, it might do the opposite thing. So I don't really know, so we're just going to spawn one that does that, so we know for sure. But then, if you look in the bottom of this menu here, if you want this to belong to us, we'll have to click this little downwards arrow here and go player 1. So that now that we spawn it, it will belong to us. Only we can be healed by it. Other players can damage it, so can creeps. However, you must remember to label like each new object belonging to each player. So we've just labeled this hearth belonging to player 1. So let's say I wanted to spawn a unit, right? So let's go to gloin. As you can see, it says skirmish dwarves again, so we need to go player 1, and we spawn him there. And if we wanted to then spawn Gimli, we'd have to change it again to player 1. So you have to always remember to do this. But that only changes when you select a new unit. So here we go, we've got, nice, we've got Gloin and Gimli, and we need something for them to kill. So let's go to the goblins, because they're like the mortal enemy of the dwarves. Let's get... Well, we'll get revenge on Azog, there he is. And we'll set him to player 2, so that player 2 now controls him. We'll just put him there. And just to be cool, Goblin Cave Troll. And we're going to spawn him as creeps. So this is like, if you saw like Fire Drake layers, Cave Troll layers, Warg layers, this is what they'd be. So we're going to spawn about a gajillion of these. Good luck, Azog. They're probably going to destroy my hearth straight away, aren't they? So there you go. And that's pretty much it. We've got our map. We've got our friendly units, enemy units, and then we've got our neutral units that will just attack everything. And just for the sake of being cool, can we spawn a cave troll lair, like an actual building? We've got fissures, cave troll. Actually, it probably won't be in this one, will it? Wild. Yeah, the guy who's doing the tutorial is now stuck. The hell is this? No, that's not what we need. Wait, what's in Moria? Hold on. Moria's not a faction. What do we got here? Arable column. Holy... Some of these assets are straight from BFME1, so I don't know if this will actually load it. Holy crap, look how cool that is. We're spawning these. We're going to pretend we're in a snowy Moria. Yes, we're doing it. Just hit enter on that. I'm hoping it spawns, because as I said, BFME1 assets can be found in this game. Okay, so we've got our columns now, and yeah, these are BFME1 assets. I really don't know if they're gonna fit, but I'm actually really excited now, because holy shit, look at that. If I can actually go in Balin's tomb, then this is gonna be the greatest map ever. Hold on, there's like 18 gajillion versions of his tomb. Yeah, we'll spawn 2, just in case. Hold on, let's spawn... The fuck is that? No, let's spawn this. Well, let's spawn it away. So yeah, this started as a tutorial and now I'm just having fun. Alright, so there we go. We've got Balin's tomb, we've got our friendly and enemy units, so let's go ahead and save. And I will see you guys on the map. But before I do, I just want to say you're probably seeing a watermark just there. And the reason for that is because I'm using a screen recorder, I'm not using fraps. And the reason for that is if I was using fraps, all you'd be seeing is this screen here. Hold on, let's get rid of that. All you'd be seeing is this screen here. You wouldn't be seeing any of the icons up here. And you wouldn't be seeing this little menu here, which would be kind of, you know, detrimental to a tutorial. So yeah, thanks for putting up with the little watermark here. It will probably only be in these kind of videos where I'd have to, or where I'm unable to use fraps. Anyway, I will see you guys in the map. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so we're here. Merry Dwarven Christmas. We've got our 2 spots on the map. You can see the border there. Let's get on. Alright, so we're here, and we've got... Holy shit. Fuck. I know you're gamely, but run! And yep, as I said, they're attacking my little hearth. But the Dwarven columns did spawn on the plus side, and... I'm just gonna dodge all these rocks, let Azog die. Alright, fuck it, going for the fight! Fight, your dwarves after all, fight! Actually, it would be better if they all focus on Gimli, he has more health than Gloin, no? Oh god, Azog's already dead! Well, looks like we found out he can't survive about 5 boulders being chucked at him, so don't say these videos aren't educational. Come on, Gimli, say you're a little busy right now. I know you want to. I'm a little busy right now. Yep, they definitely did buff cave trolls, because I mean, these are Dwarven heroes hitting them, and they're still taking more than 1 hit, maybe 2 hits. Yeah, it's taking about 3 or 4, that's crazy. Come on, get level 5, Gimli, come on, you know you want to. On level 5, so we can kill the last one with Slayer and be awesome about it. Come on. Come on, come on. Yeah, Slayer time! Bring it. Oh! He actually knocks a troll off his feet. That is crazy. And the troll actually, like, held his head, like, whoa, what the hell was that? Like, this is a cave troll and a dwarf, how does he do that? Alright, let's see if this neutral hearth actually heals my units. So we'll find out for sure. It's got the blue thing on us, but we're not like shining, we're not like glowing blue, it's just got that ring. So I don't think it's actually working. Oh, that's a shame. But at least we have rude written in. Whoa, that's big. At least we have that. Alright, so you'll notice that the game actually hasn't ended because we haven't destroyed their fortress, which is somewhere around here. But this is pretty much the end of the video. Everything now is just bonus content. Oh my god, I actually spawned Balin's tomb. You know I've just got to put like the strongest freaking cave troll in there. And all the fellowship. You know what, that's going to be the next video. Subscribe if you want to see that. Those who are already subscribed, hold on to your pants, people. It's coming. Holy god. I'm in Balin's tomb, and there are wolves in Balin's tomb. Get the hell out, you disrespectful runts. What the hell is your problem? Texture-wise, it's not the most stable. Like, when I move the camera, you can see the floor flashing. And... oh, god, I'm messing it up. But yeah, those wolves just ran through the wall. I'm looking forward to doing this now. Oh my god. Actually, there was one thing I didn't show you in the tutorial. You can actually adjust the health. Like, if you click on an individual object, you'll have like a pop-up menu, and you can adjust like its starting level. That's how I adjust the starting level of the heroes, and you can also adjust its health. So next time we're gonna be having like a super powerful cave troll, like maybe 1000% default health against, you know, moderately leveled up heroes. So stay tuned for that. I'm Rude Devil. Thank you for enjoying my rambling for about 15 minutes. We got to see Balin's tomb. That's awesome. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'll see you next time.